Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I'm gonna give you guys an update and take you around my garden this evening. It's still probably like, I don't know, 90 degrees outside. And we're gonna pick a couple things, some plums, probably some grapes, tomatoes. Let's go. So here's another look at that burgundy plum tree that I have. That's the same tree that I just took a bite out of plum. And each year it seems to get a little bit better, except for had some issues this year with the branch breaking. And here are our purple pole beans. Next to that we have some tomatoes, and I don't really know what type these are other than yellow pear tomatoes, and then some random big one next to it. I'm not really sure. Then there's a Kahari melon down there, which I don't have any fruit on it yet. And that tomato plant sure did grow up pretty high. This is our red flame seedless grape. And some of those, I think, because of the amount of rain that we got, they didn't do as well. Kind of underneath there. It's another look at it. Just paying attention to the work in progress in the background. And they are a pretty tasty little grape. Pretty prolific. Gotta water. This is a peach tree. We did get some peaches off of it. This is the first year that it gave us fruit, but it's pretty much done. And then this is the other grape that we have. This is the darker colored one that I don't know what it is. And we got more tomatoes back here, and then even past that we have a Granny Smith apple tree and a guava tree. But these tomatoes are pretty tasty, and they sure are growing. I should have done a better job at staking them up because they kind of fell over. And give them a little bit extra water. I probably should turn that up a little bit more. This is another one of the apricot trees, which actually I think it's considered an aprium, so an apricot and a plum. Hi everybody, thank you for joining me outside. I'm going to show you what I picked this evening. I just walked around with the bucket and put all this stuff in there, except for the eggs. The eggs were separate. And I see now there's a tomato that I'm probably going to throw outside in the compost. But some of what we got tonight, I have a bunch of tomatoes. I don't really know what kind these are, other than these are some kind of yellow pear. That's all I know, and they taste pretty good. I've had sweeter, but I'm not going to complain. A lot better than what I would get in the store. And then we have the burgundy plums. Had a little bit of an issue, had a couple branches break, and then I was dealing with some leaf curl. So usually they're a little bit bigger than this normally, but they're still super sweet. So burgundy plums, it's been a really good tree. And the grapes that I talk about the most, my red flame seedless, these are just wonderful. And the later in the season they get, the sweeter they are, which it makes sense because the hotter it gets, and then when they're done, then summer's over, pretty much. So they're about at their peak right now, so I have tons that are ripe. There's still a little tiny bit out there that need to ripen, but this is pretty much their peak. And earlier I had some bunches that were a little bit bigger than these. So some of this stuff is gonna go to one of my very good friends tomorrow, and if you're watching, this is some of the stuff that you're gonna get. And then I gotta bring some next door to my neighbor too. And then if the other neighbors are home, I gotta share some with them too. Really love my neighbors. But I hope you guys enjoyed checking out my backyard, going with me. Wasn't that long of a video, and I didn't really do too much talking out there. So a lot of the stuff you heard, probably all voiceover stuff. And then we have this grape too. I have no idea what it was or is. I thought it was my Thompson seedless, but it's not. So maybe it's a Concord seedless? I don't know, but I thought those were a little bit more round. I'll have to eventually look back at whatever video it was when I planted them, but they're really sweet, and I wanted a dark grape. So here's my dark one, Red Flame, it's red, and these ones kind of have a nice little crunch to them. I might get another kind of grape next year, maybe some kind of table grape, so I have some that are a little bit bigger. But there you guys go. Thank you all very much for watching, for joining. If you haven't yet hit subscribe and you like what you see, or you just feel like subscribing, that would be awesome if you subscribed. So thank you guys very much. If you have a garden and you're growing stuff, I'd love to hear what you're growing and what area you're in. I'm in Southern California, zone 9B. So right now, it's like 100 degrees outside during the day. At this time, it's just after 8, it's probably still like in the high 80s. But next week, there's going to be a little bit of a cool down, so I'm super excited about that. Maybe later in the evening, I'll be able to get outside a little bit more and do some more work. And maybe my helper will help me. She's actually sleeping. But that's another wonderful thing about having a garden, is being able to share that experience with my daughter and just help her have a better appreciation for nature and being able to grow her own food. So thank you guys. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.